Pretty much every growing business hits this exact problem. You've got a great product, customers are going, and now it's time to expand. But the biggest question is always, how many people should you actually hire? If you hire too few, you're just leaving money on the table. But hire too many, and you could literally watch your profits just disappear. All right, let's dive into this and solve the puzzle.
So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll look at our candlemaker's dilemma. Then, we're going to build out the full financial picture to see what's really going on. From there, we'll find that one sweet spot for maximum profit and uncover the 2 golden rules that get us there. After that, we'll put those rules to the test, and we'll wrap up with the big idea that'll change how you make decisions, thinking at the margin.
Okay, so meet our entrepreneur. She's running this fantastic candle business, but she is stuck. See, more workers mean more candles to sell, which is great, but every new salary eats into her revenue. She's kind of walking a tightrope here, trying to find that perfect balance. Her entire business really hinges on one number. What is the absolute best number of employees to hire to maximize her profit?
To figure this out, we need the raw data. These are the facts on the ground. Each candle sells for a solid $12. A worker costs $2,400 a day, and there's a fixed one-time cost of $40,000 for all the equipment. That number isn't going to change. The goal? Super simple, super clear. Squeeze out every last dollar of daily profit.
All right, we've got the basics down. Now it's time to go from just having raw numbers to having real business intelligence. We are going to build a table that takes these simple inputs and shows us the complete financial story of the company at every single stage of hiring. So this is our starting point. It's the production data. It shows us exactly how many candles get made as we add more workers. But notice something interesting here. The first worker, they add 600 candles. The second adds 400. The third, 300. Yeah, the total output keeps going up, but the increase from each new worker gets smaller and smaller. That, my friends, is the law of diminishing returns in action.
And to really get a handle on that trend, we need our first big concept. Marginal product, or MP for short. This isn't about the total number of candles. It's all about the extra. How many additional candles did that second worker or that third worker bring to the table? This is the number that tells us the real contribution of each new hire.
And once you know the marginal product, well, that lets us figure out our second key concept, marginal cost, or MC. In other words, what did it cost us to produce just one more candle? The formula here is actually pretty cool. You just take the new worker's wage and divide it by their specific output, their MP. This gives you the precise labor cost for each one of those new candles.
And here it is, the whole shebang. We've calculated our marginal product, our marginal cost, and used them to find our total revenue, our labor costs, and of course the number we care about the most, daily profit. You can already see the answer just by scanning that last column, can't you? It goes up, 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 and then it starts to fall.
So now that we have this full picture, we can stop just analyzing and start making a real decision. It is time to scan that data and find the single hiring level that puts the most money right into our entrepreneur's pocket. And this right here, this is our sweet spot. The highlighted row says it all. Profit climbs from 1 worker to 2, and then from 2 workers to 3, it hits its absolute maximum. But look really closely at what happens when she hires that 4th worker. The total profit actually goes down. She's now spending more on that new salary than the value that worker is creating.
So, this is the number. This is our target. This is the top of the mountain. $8,400 is the highest possible daily profit this business can make with the current prices and wages. This is the number she was aiming for all along.
And that gives us the definitive answer to her question. The solution to the whole puzzle is 3. Not 2, not 4, exactly 3 workers. But, knowing what the answer is only half the battle. The real power comes from understanding why.
Look, getting the right answer for today is great. But what if you had a principle, a rule, that gives you the right answer every single time, even when things change? Well, that's a superpower, and it all boils down to 2 simple golden rules of economics. So here's the first rule, and honestly, it's just pure business logic. If you can sell the next thing you make for more than it costs you to produce that one specific item, you should absolutely do it. The second it costs you more to make that marginal item than you can sell it for, you stop. Simple as that.
So in economic speak, it looks like this. Price has to be greater than or equal to marginal cost. Let's check our table. The candle price is $12.
the marginal cost for the candles made by that third worker was $8. Since 12 is greater than 8, that's a green light. But for the fourth worker, whoa, the marginal cost shot up to over $13. 12 is less than 13. The rule flashes a big red light. Stop hiring.
Now for our second rule, we just need one last simple idea. It sounds complicated, value of the marginal product of labor, or VMPL, but all it really means is how much money did that new worker actually bring in? You just take their marginal product, those extra candles they made, and multiply it by the price of each candle. That gives you the exact revenue that new employee generated.
And that leads to the most direct hiring rule you could ever want. You keep hiring as long as the value a worker creates their VMPL is greater than or equal to their wage. Put it this way, does the employee pay for themselves? That third worker, they generated $3,600 in value for a $2,400 wage. Fantastic deal. The fourth worker, they only brought in $2,160 for that same $2,400 wage. That's a loss. The rule tells us again, crystal clear, stop at 3.
Okay, so we have these two powerful rules. But are they really that great? Let's stress test them. Let's imagine the market completely changes. We're going to see how these rules let us skip all the boring calculations and jump straight to the correct answer.
Here's the new scenario. We got some good news and some bad news. The price for candles has gone up to $14, but so has the cost of labor. Wages are now $4,000 a day. Now, without our rules, we'd have to rebuild that entire spreadsheet from scratch. But we're smarter than that now.
We just need rule number 2. VMPL has to be greater than or equal to wage, so the new price of $14 times a worker's marginal product has to be at least the new wage of $4,000. A little quick algebra, and we get our new hiring requirement. We can only hire a worker if their marginal product is 286 candles or more.
And this, right here, this is the magic of thinking with principles. The old way meant redoing the entire table. The new way? We just glance at our original MP column. The first worker made 600, second made 400, third made 300. They all clear our new bar of 286. But the fourth worker only made 180. Nope, they're out. The answer is still 3 workers, and we found it in, what, 10 seconds?
This entire exercise, from the initial problem all the way to our elegant little shortcut, it's all built on one of the most powerful mental models in all of economics and business strategy.
And here is the core idea. The best decisions are almost never made by looking at totals or averages. They are made at the margin. You have to constantly be asking, what is the specific cost and the specific benefit of the next unit, the next hire, the next hour of work, the next dollar I spend? That is where profit is either made or lost.
So I'll just leave you with this question. In your own work, in your studies, or in your own business, what is the marginal decision that's right there in front of you? What's the very next step, and have you really truly weighed the costs and benefits of just taking that one step? Thinking that way, that's the key to unlocking the best path forward.